'Cause sometimes the rain comes to grow the flower, sometimes the rain comes to drown it up. We must seek comfort from our Creator.
So in this video, basically, I'm going to talk about how I applied to come to China and so on, like the process of how I came to China. So first and foremost, I went online and I started looking at schools. I looked at rankings of schools, and initially I wanted to study architecture in English, and I didn't want to study it in Chinese because at that point in time I didn't want to learn Mandarin. So I searched for schools online, and then I found North China University of Technology. And then after that, I applied online, and then an agent got back to me. She added my WeChat, and then we started communicating. First, she was communicating with me via email. Then she added my WeChat because it was faster to communicate via, WeChat than going to your emails and blah, 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 blah. So I applied, and then I had to send money for the admission form. I sent the money via Western Union, and then they sent my admission letter, and then she put me in contact with one of the teachers of the international office. And so I took my papers. I went through the visa process, which if you're from Zambia, you know that it takes like 2 weeks or so to get your visa from home. Yeah, but before you go to the visa place, they have to send you admission letter and your JW20. And then, you do the process and you know everything. You go through medicals back home, and then you come here, and then you go through medicals here also. So when I came, I had paid for someone to pick me up from the airport. I paid via the international office because I was a week late, so I missed orientation. And I couldn't have figured out how to get to school by myself because it was my first time flying like international, like outside Africa. It was my first time. I've been to Namibia, I've been to Zimbabwe, just 2 countries. So so it was quite, and all those times I went with people. When I went to Namibia, it was a school trip, so I went with classmates, and when I went to Zimbabwe, I went with my family. So it was my first time traveling alone. I won't lie, I was kind of scared because I didn't know where the place I was going to, what it was going to be like. I didn't know if it was going to be easy for me to make friends. I didn't know if people would understand me or anything. So I get to China. There's a guy at the airport holding a sign with my name on it. And so we get to school. This man does not speak English. He parks outside the building, and then he puts my bags at the door, and he's like, go in, like in Chinese. And I could not understand anything at all, and I'm just looking at him confused, like I'm about to cry. I'm like looking at him like I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, just go in. And I'm like, I'm looking at this man like, how do I just go into a building without knowing what is what? So then he took my bags and he entered the building with me. Then the lady at the reception, she doesn't speak English at all. She just took my passport and she just took a photocopy, and they did what they do at the reception. And then they called somebody who speaks English to send me to my room, and they took me to my room. I got there, and the pictures look so different. The pictures you see when you're applying for schools, they look so different in most cases in China. They look so different from the way the rooms look. And the ones I saw in the advertisement were for the international hotel, but I was brought to another building because the international hotel was full at the time. So mind you, me in my head, I'm thinking, these people, oh my god, this is fraud. Oh my god, this is a scam. I just want to go home. I won't lie, the first night I cried because I was like, what am I doing here? What is this place? Like, oh my god, what have I done? I was missing my family like crazy. I had no internet. I hadn't got my SIM card yet. I had no renminbi. So And then that's how everything went about. Actually, I went to, then the next day somebody was sent to help me out, to take me to the bank. No, cause guys, listen. So I woke up, I got here like on a Friday. On Saturday, the next day, I woke up with my eyes swollen. I was like, whoa, okay, I need to go to the hospital. I went to the reception and I kept showing them my eye, like, oh my god, like I was panicking, guys. I thought like, oh my god, what is this? And so they called like one of the teachers. Apparently he speaks English, and then he asked me what was wrong. And then I told him, look at my eye, it's red and it's swollen, and it had like how to say, can I say pass, or is it wrong? It had the white substances coming out of the eye. And then I was like so scared, and he was like, it's just a mosquito bite, you get better. And I was like, no, take me to the hospital now. And he was like, don't worry, it's nothing big. I was like, take me to the hospital now, I want to have it checked. I'm in a foreign land, I can't afford thinking it's something minor. What if I find it something big? And then I went to the hospital, and then got my eye checked. They said I had an infection. They gave me some drops for the eyes. Somebody was sent to help me go to the bank, open a bank account and change money, etc. I went and I did that, and luckily the person who was showing me around, sister, was in my class doing my course, and so it was quite easy for me to settle in and everything. But it took some adapting to do, you know, like the difference in culture, the difference in morals, like, you know, yeah, with people from different nations, and some of them speak French and I can't speak French, and some of them are from Kazakhstan, so they speak kind of their own languages, you know. And then being the only female Zambian at my school, and I didn't know there were other Zambian guys. That's the funny thing, I didn't know there were other Zambians here until one day after class I went to the office, and then I heard them speaking then, but I don't know, they were talking themselves, you know, they were speaking, and they were, you know, they're from the Copper Belt, so you know the tone. If you're from Zambia and from the Copper Belt, you know the tone of the language of Bemba, you know, when they're speaking, you know, the tone is just pretty, you know, it's gangster, it's like so they're speaking, and I wanted to laugh so hard I held it in. They kept talking, and then there's one thing they said, and it made me laugh, and I laughed, and they looked at me. They continued talking, you know, they're like, look at this girl, she's laughing, blah blah blah, in the local language. Then I laughed. I was like, you guys are from Zambia, like in the local language. And they're like, so this girl's been listening to our story. And I was like, but you guys are jade, you guys are like speaking so much right now. And then they're like, oh yeah, what's your name, and blah blah blah. And that's how, you know, I found my country mates. It was easy for me to make friends because I'd be yapping too much sometimes. So yeah, that's how I came to China. And the agent was actually pretty legit. They didn't like take any money from me because the school pays the agency that helped me. So it's like people apply, the agency picks up the applications and does it on behalf of the school, but they get paid by the school. So yeah, I guess that's about it. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And yeah, I think I'll keep making videos on my experiences here if need be. But if not, thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing to my channel. Thanks for passing by. Thanks for deciding to stay, and see you in the next video.